Welcome back. We're at video 2 in the first 100 hours. And what I want to remind you is that on the path to getting 100 hours, we all start at 0 hours. I remember when I first learned about this requirement, I felt a little intimidated and kind of overwhelmed. I wasn't sure where I would find people. I didn't know what to charge, what the rules were. So please just know we all start at 0 hours. So if you're coming to this program with 0 hours, you're in great shape. If you have more than that, amazing. Hopefully this will give you some new ideas for how to accomplish that goal. There are many paths to getting your coaching hours, and they all work. There's no single right way. We all start at 0. And what I'd like to encourage you to think about as we go through this material is to make decisions that work for you, for your life, for your goals, for all of the other demands on your time and attention. We're all in different places. So think about that as we go through. What is it that will work for you, given what else is happening in your life and what your goals are? Now, one thing I want us to get clear about are a few different definitions. So we have certification, we have membership, and we have a credential holder. So you can become certified and become a certified coach, and that has nothing to do with ICF or your ICF credential. So for example, for me, when I was first starting on my path of coaching, I became a certified coach in a particular methodology. And this company that had created this methodology would then assign me to deliver coaching to our clients. It had nothing to do with ICF, but I was a professional coach. I had a business card and everything that said I was a coach. I had coaching clients and I was certified, and I did this for many years, and it had nothing to do with ICF. So I mention that because you might already have a certification in coaching. You might be working professionally as a coach and you don't have your ICF credential yet. That's fine. That is that's one of the common ways that people come into this. But being certified is separate from being ICF credentialed. Now, you can become an ICF member simply by paying the membership fee, which right now is $245 US per year. But also, please know, they prorate the membership fee. So if you sign up in the summer, it will be lower than when you sign up like at the very beginning of the year, because all of the renewals happen in March of every year. So just know that membership fee is $245 a year, but the first time you sign up, it could be less because of where you are in the year. And if you are a student, or if you are being very mindful about your money and your expenses, this is a good thing to know, because you may be able to become an ICF member for a lower than $245 for this first portion of the year. And I'll talk in a moment about what some of the benefits are to becoming an ICF member, even before you have all of your hours. I became an ICF member while I was still in a coach training program because I wanted to get access to their Reciprocoach program, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then you have ICF credential holder. And that is when you've paid your membership fee, so you're an ICF member, and you have successfully met all of the requirements for your credential. So that's what we talked about in the last video, where there are 3 paths to ACC, and they each have different requirements. So when you have met those requirements, you have paid your fee, passed all of your coach knowledge assessments, and have submitted your hours, then you become an ICF credentialed coach. Or some people will say, oh, I'm a certified coach with ICF. What they really mean is that they're a credentialed coach, ACC, PCC, or MCC. And these designations can become useful depending on what kind of coaching you do. And by that, I mean, it's not so much about who you work with, but some companies that hire coaches prefer or require that you have an ICF credential. So it's just useful to think about. Let's continue. So I want you to draw a timeline because it's important to know, when did you begin your ICF training? And this is a little bit of my own timeline, and I want to show you a few things. So for me, back in 2013, I completed a yoga teacher training. Obviously not ICF connected at all, but that training still informs the way that I coach. I include a lot of mindfulness principles and everything that I learned from that experience. It informs the way that I coach. And back in 2013, that is also when I accepted my first coaching client. I had taught a workshop about mindfulness, and someone came up to me afterwards and asked, do you do coaching? Can I work with you one-on-one to bring this concept into my life? And I said, yes. And that is how it started. Then in 2017, I became a certified coach in this other method. Again, it was not connected to ICF, but I was a professional coach. I was paid as a coach. I was working as a coach. I had a business card that said I was a coach. I was working as a coach, but it was non-ICF. Then in 2020, that's when I decided that I wanted to deepen my practice. I wanted to develop the craft of coaching. I knew there were kind of knowledge gaps, and there was more I wanted to learn. And if you're in coaching, you probably also love to learn. And so I signed up for a coach training program at the University of California at Davis, which is located in Sacramento. And that was the first coach training program I did that was ICF affiliated. And that's when I began to learn more about what ICF was and why I might be interested in becoming a member. And so I completed that coach training. I joined ICF Global. I joined my local ICF chapter in Sacramento. And in that year of 2020, that's also when I gained my first ICF credential. And now, as I'm recording this in 2021, I'm doing another coach training because why? I love to learn. I love deepening the craft of coaching. I'm now on a board member of my local ICF chapter. I'm growing my own coaching business, and I'm also working internally doing some coaching as a part of that work within an organization. So this spot in green is in green because even though I was doing coaching before that ICF training, for the purposes of your ICF hours, it's very important to know, when did you start your kind of quote unquote official coach training for the purpose of the ICF path you are on. For me, because I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, I didn't do the portfolio path. I didn't do the middle path. I chose to get my ACC through a coach training that was recognized by ICF. That might not be true for you, but you will want to know, what is the timeline of your coach education, because that is important when you start to track your hours. which is what we'll talk about next. See you in the next video.